guys, and welcome back to my channel. And yeah, this video for this week is going to be a Q&A. I asked you guys, I think when I uploaded last week's video, I asked you guys to ask me some questions on Instagram and on YouTube. I left a post on YouTube, and just for in the future, if you want to leave like more private questions and let you like people not see your name, then you can just leave it on Instagram. Otherwise, I'll also do like a post on YouTube and you can just leave it there, and I'll put my Instagram like handle here if you want to follow me. It's just at Christina's dream _s, I think, if I remember correctly. But yes, let's jump into this video and get into the questions. I actually have it on my computer down below. I have it, yeah, all the Instagram questions, and then at the end I'll jump into the ones from YouTube. But overall there were quite some. I think like the most popular ones are from chartered accountancy, which is obviously what I studied, and I am a chartered accountant, and then also a lot about Amsterdam and South Africa, and also like personal questions. So I'm just gonna jump and try to also answer like the most common ones. Otherwise this video will just be too long if I try to like answer all of them. But I'm gonna take off my glasses because I think it's glaring in the sun, or not the sun, the light. But anyways, I'm so blind I cannot even see, and it's so big on my computer. The first question is actually, would you live in Amsterdam forever, or do you want to go somewhere else? So this is pretty easy. At the moment, I just want to live here. I absolutely love it here. It feels like home. It actually feels like I've just been living here for almost forever. Yeah, so you obviously never say never. You don't know what will happen in the future, but currently I want to live here. Hopefully we'll find my person here and start a family here, and yeah, I've already like settled down here. But yes, for the foreseeable future, I definitely want to be living in Amsterdam. Don't have any plans of moving somewhere else. And then another question, so it will be a mix of match of like, I'm just going to mix the questions. Are you a religious person? And yes, I am. I am a Christian, but I am going to be honest, I'm not like a very religious Christian. I've always had an issue, just this is very personal, and I don't tend to speak like on these things a lot, but when I was young, I really struggled like why, the reasoning as to why I had to like show the world like I am a Christian, or like, you know, in church when you're 18 years old, you need to like have this thing where you say like you're a Christian. Like I don't know why, I just never agreed with those things, because I don't have to show anyone that I'm a Christian. It's a personal thing. It's between me and God. It's not between me and the world, me and the church. So all those community things, I struggle with it, because I also feel there's a lot of like, what's the word? Like pretentiousness behind it. And for me, it's just very personal. It's a personal relationship I have with him. I don't read Bible every day. I don't pray every day, but I have a continued like conversation going with him, and that's all that matters. But obviously I do believe, and yeah, I hold obviously on to him in the bad days, the good days, all of that. So yes, that's my religious stand. And then so this is Afrikaans, but I'll just try to translate it as I read it. What are the best clothing stores and quality and prices to build up your winter's wardrobe? So I'm assuming this is for Amsterdam, yeah, or the Netherlands, because I'm obviously not staying in South Africa at the moment. So I would say, if you are looking at quality and good price, I would definitely say like H&M is a really good one. Like the quality I found to be, you know, decent. The pricing is decent. Some pieces I'm also must say at Zara you can find, like especially like the classic pieces you want, like a long sleeve top, or you know, like those basic pieces. They are usually also not that expensive. I would say yeah, like tops between H&M, Zara. There's so many stores here in the Amsterdam city centre. Like literally I don't have just one, but my top stores that I buy from are Monkey, Stradivarius, H&M and Zara. and then only as well. And like depends on what you want to buy, but you can buy a piece for 50 euros, you can buy a piece for 10 euros. Like I tend to like also see what's on discount or in the sale section, especially now a lot of like summer things will be on sale, like short sleeve tops or short workout clothes. But yeah, for winter things, even like Primark, like they don't necessarily always have good quality things, but some of the things I've bought there have lasted me the 3 years I'm currently living in the Netherlands. So if you want something very good price and okayish quality, go to Primark. If you want very good quality and like good price, or not very good quality, but good quality, like Monkey, Stradivarius, H&M, Zara, Uniqlo, what else is there? There's quite a few, like most of the places, Mango, yeah, I would say all of that. Even like online thing is Zalando, like there you can find quite a lot of things. Like if you just type in Zalando, you can get the app. But yes, I will say that. I hope you are good. Thank you. I'm doing great actually. I just came back from brunch with a very good friend of mine, and like I've always feel like I'm content and happy, and then things happen and all the whatever, but really now I'm really happy and doing so good. So thank you for like asking. I hope you are also doing good, Matt. What happens at vacation work for aspiring CAs? Is it difficult? So vacation work, I've never done vacation work, but I think you basically do like the normal like admin things, like maybe if there's like easy formulas to run in Excel, you do that. Like if you need to find certain like invoices or batches, like easy things. I think also it's not necessarily like anyone can do that. By anyone I say, like if you have like if it's anyone, you would need to like give them background of like doing it, whereas if it's an accounting student, at least some of the things are already explained. But I don't think it's like really difficult things. I think it's the only part that will make it difficult is maybe just because it's new, you don't know what you need to do. Sometimes people will tell you like, oh, you want this, and it might be easy, but then you hearing it, you're like, oh, you know, and then they show it, then it becomes a little bit more clear, and then you do it and you make a mistake, they show you like, oh, okay, now I know what to do. But I think you just work with like the very easy things, like the admin, sort out things, collecting things, filing things, maybe like just seeing the progress and process of everything behind the scenes, like what everyone does to get like a picture. So I don't think it's that difficult, but I mean it's out of what you usually do, so there will be some sort of like difficult element in it. Then do chartered accountants travel around other countries for their clients? So it depends, like that's one thing I've also explained in the past. So chartered accountants it varies in what a chartered accountant does. So you can either be an audit, you can be client facing, you can be in tax, you can be a CFO of a company, you can work in a bank, you can be an investor bank, you can be an investment accountant like I am, you can be, some of my friends are internal audit, some are normal accountants, some are controllers. Like it's really like so like the variety is so big. So when you ask whether whether chartered accountants travel for their clients, chartered accountants who are in internal audit generally travels quite a lot if they have so obviously there will be an internal audit, which means they organize or like look after the controls and risk within the company itself, and then generally they would need to travel to the other branches all over the country, all over the world, but they tend to travel a lot. And then also if you're in audit yourself, so for example when I moved here in audit for 2 years, I traveled to Curacao, I would have gone to Miami, but then Corona hit. I went to Luxembourg, to Prague. Yeah, I have people that went to the UK. So in audit you tend to travel a lot because you go to the client to be there and audit them. So yeah, and then obviously other type of works you might travel, depends on like whether you are working at an international company, all those things, but it's not like a given. Okay, then there's a question here. I'm not gonna like completely read out the question, but it's just on like relationship and what I prefer in a relationship and everything. But just one thing I want to mention is that I'm a very open-minded person. Like I I see myself as not being a very judgmental person. I'm really open to the world as it is. Like, I stand for gay people, lesbian people, like I support them. Me myself, I'm straight, but I love and adore them. I follow people on YouTube that are both gay people and lesbian people. Like, I don't care about those things. Like, love is love for me, and that's just my opinion on it. um Obviously everyone can have their own opinion, which, you know, that's the way it should be. But yeah, for myself, I'm obviously straight, and beyond that, like, as long as I am in a loving person, like, I don't care about like the other things too much. I will obviously deal with that once I get in a situation where yeah, things are different than what I am and everything. But yeah, that is just something that was very vague, but I hope that makes sense. Hi, I'm hoping to move to the Netherlands. Hi, it's just the name Sissy. Do you have any tips? Does South Africa appliances work there? So any tips that I can give for people moving to the Netherlands? So does appliances work here? No, you would need an adapter. It's only if you have like the 2-point plug that will work, but the South African plug, the 3-1, won't work. So you will need an adapter for that one. Then any tips? I will just say, like, obviously once you arrive here, like, you know, you have to like deal with all the admin and visa and all those things. Once you get here, buy a bicycle, especially if you live in Amsterdam or like Rotterdam or like a city. Buy a bike. It's easy to get around, but public transport are also very easy, so whatever you prefer. Then yeah, just get all your admin done. Like, try to get that done, your bank account, your registering with your residency card, your BSN number. Everyone needs that. You need to have insurance here, like the once you put your feet here on Netherlands soil, you need to have insurance, whether it's like medical insurance. So if it's with your travel insurance, that's fine for a time being. But if you take on then insurance this side, like medical insurance, then I think you need to have it since the day you arrived. But yeah, make sure you have those things in order. And then just general tips is just yeah, get on top of finding a place. That's quite difficult to find because there's a lot of demand here. Everyone wants a place. Don't feel yeah, look to live within the ring. If you look at Amsterdam's map, you'll see there's a ring. Especially if you're young and single, try to live within that. If you're a married couple or you're coming as a couple, it's easier to live outside of that. It's a bit quieter. That's the only reason I say try to live inside, because then you're more of the buzz, closer to things. And yeah, don't be afraid if you're only speaking English. It's a very international city, like I'm speaking specifically to Amsterdam. And other tips, like yeah, bring warm clothes. The winter is cold. Have a good rain jacket. A rain jacket can bring you far. But you only have like one big warm jacket, that's fine, and then one raincoat. You just wear that all the time with whatever you have underneath. Have maybe one pair of nice boots that are waterproof. But yeah, I don't think if there's anything specific more than that. Then I have some questions on knee dislocation. How long after your knee dislocation did you start putting weight on it? So mine was quite different because I see a lot of comments almost every day on my YouTube videos for my knee dislocation. So I'm quickly just going to run through it like very shortly, top of my head, like what I can remember happened, like how like my recovery happened. So the incident happened, and I went, so the ambulance came, they put me under, they put my knee back in place. So I had a knee dislocation dancing, if anyone doesn't know. And then the ambulance took me to the hospital. They took x-rays to see if nothing like was fractured or chipped off my kneecap or anything. Everything was fine, so I didn't have to have any operation. That's also key, a lot of people ask that. Then they gave me like this immobilizing cast, so it's just like this black cast, so that my leg couldn't move. So I was indoors for a week, just lifted it, like elevated it for some of the swelling to, you know, disappear or go, but I didn't put any weight on it. I didn't barely move, which I'm not sure whether that's a good thing. I like regret that a little bit, just because in that week I lost all my muscle in that leg. I had no muscles left. So yeah, the day they took that off, the woman that gave me like a smaller brace that's more like a, I don't know, like tighter brace for my knee. She was so shocked that I couldn't lift my leg. She was like, you need to see a physio ASAP. And that's a plan all along, to be bedridden for like a week and then you see a physio. So I saw a physio 2 times a week for probably like 6 months. And after, I think it was, because that happened in May, I think it was like 4 weeks, and then I could, yeah, like the swelling like stopped me from healing, because my knee was so swelled that, because it's that swell, you cannot bend it. There's not enough space for my knee to bend. So the swelling took quite a long while to disappear. So we did rehab on my knee to get it bending again, because it couldn't bend even like just 10 degrees. It was literally like stuck straight. And also due to the swelling. And yeah, our goal was to get it to, I think it was, I cannot remember, like 60, some sort of degree that you can actually go on the bicycle, like indoors, like in the rehab, like at the physio. So I think that took like 4 weeks, and then after 4 weeks I could lose like 1 crutch, and then I had the other crutch for another 4 weeks. And then I could start like here and there, like put weight. Maybe like after 2 months I could like slowly like put weight on my leg, and then I think like after 3 or 4 months like that I could cycle. But yeah, it took quite a long time. But I would say 4 weeks for the 1 crutch to be left out, so then I could like start putting weight, and then another month and a half with the 1 crutch, and then slowly but surely I could be without crutches. And then when I get to bend my knee, I could like cycle outdoors. But my physio was very cautious about that, because he didn't want me to bump into something or fall, because then like everything was still loose in my knee, so the dislocation can happen quickly. And now it's been more than 2 years after. I still don't have all my muscle back. It takes quite a while, except if you are someone that's a go-getter and, you know, have time to focus only on that. But yeah, that is basically my recovery, and now I can basically do anything I want to do with it. It's still weak, and my knee sometimes feel like funky here and there, but I haven't gone back dancing. I hope to do that in the future. Can you recommend any financial service recruitment agencies? So there's 2. So go on LinkedIn and you will see Robert Walters. You can also go on Google and find the Amsterdam office. They are quite like in the financial space, like recruiting for financial people. And then also if you go on Gap Placement on LinkedIn, they might have options, might not be Netherlands specifics. I know they have a lot of spaces in Ireland, in the UK, US, other like island countries, but they might have in the Netherlands. You can always give that a try, but that's the only 2 I'm currently aware of. Any tips on how to tackle 3rd year chartered accountancy next year? Oh, fun. 3rd year, I would just say for me, my main thing for 3rd year studies was basically just to make sure my foundation is good. So going into your honors year, which is your 4th year, if you go into that and your basis is not good, you're really gonna struggle. And I think that's what makes and breaks people like failing and like getting through honors. So in your 3rd year, make sure you focus on basics. Make sure, and it's also here to do that. Like I found, but that's my own experience, that 3rd year was the easiest. 1st and 2nd year is learning all the new things, whatever. Then 3rd year builds on your 1st and 2nd year, but then you have like small things here and there, but it gives you the time to recap everything and make sure you understand everything. So just make sure you put the time in to really understand the basics and understand what you do. Put that time in to understand rather than just do. And yeah, I would say that's my biggest advice. I'm not sure if I should say the names, but here's the girl just saying thank you for my videos and that it has a huge impact on her life. That really makes me unbelievably happy to hear that. Like, I've always feel so shy, like putting on a Q&A on my Instagram, like, well, people ask me questions and this and that, but all the responses and messages I've received, and like I'm over that insecurity as well now. Like the amount of people that messages me and like always just say the nicest things and things that how I helped them. They're just like, you know, Christina, let go of those insecurities. You're helping someone at least. Okay, how do you live your life without a partner? I feel empty without a partner. I feel very alone. So this is one thing I must say I pride myself on if I may say so myself. Like, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you obviously want that someone in your life, share life with, and I cannot wait for that day, don't get me wrong. And my day will come. But I don't know, it's just like I knew that I just had a feeling, I don't know why, I just had a feeling that I was not going to find my person very quickly, and especially when moving country. I just had a feeling. I think it's because I was so lost and so broken from my previous relationship, and just in my own life, like doing my articles 3 years after my breakup, and then coming here, I knew I had to find myself. I had a change in life. Like, I knew I couldn't make someone happy. So the reason why I could be with myself is because I learned to love my own company. I've learned to love myself and be with myself, and I've created so many good habits and good things in my life that I'm okay with being just with myself. And obviously, don't get me wrong, there are still some days where I also wish I can have someone with me doing things, watching movie, all of those things. But it's very like in the small part of my life. Mostly, you know, I have very, very good friends that I spend time with, so I'm not always alone. But I love my own space and my own time, and I think it's just because I'm really content with who I am, my own company, my own space, my own life. I've worked very hard to get to the point where I'm at now. So I don't know, I feel I don't need someone, where in the past I really needed someone. So I think it's just getting to a place where you are really happy with yourself and your own life. Then you get the feeling of you don't necessarily need that one person the whole time, and you feel more content being by yourself. At least that's the case for me. But I know, like, there are just some people that prefer being with someone, and that's totally okay. Don't try to change that if it's not something you want to change or are worth changing for. For me, it's just I needed to do that also for myself to become a stronger person. And then, yeah, someone asked, where am I from? I'm from South Africa, and I've been living in Amsterdam for 3 years now. I actually grew up in Durban. How did you apply for jobs? So I did an internal transfer from the company I worked for in South Africa. So I worked for the same company here in audit for 3 years, and then a recruiter contacted me in my emails, but he found me on LinkedIn. So make sure your LinkedIn profile is updated, and that you have like all your experiences and everything there. I literally got an email yesterday for someone trying to recruit me for a private equity job. So keep that updated. Hi, have you found it easier to socialize with people now that you have been living in Amsterdam for more than 2 years, or have you been more around close friends and colleagues? So it does become easier making friends, especially. The thing is, it's difficult. I still have all my friends that I moved with originally. Like, it was actually like Tina and Audrey. Like, I'm good friends with them still. Like, I just went with brunch with Tina, and I'm sleeping over at Audrey and her husband next weekend. But they are like my married friends. And then, yeah, since then, all my other friends I've made here, it's a lot of South Africans. It just works, I think, that way. Like, you've become friends with your friends as friends, and yeah, and your group of friends. But I mean, I have Sophia from Toronto, and that just happened through my YouTube, which I am so thankful for. We just spoke about that yesterday. Like, that's another one thing that like came from my YouTube channel. And like, good, I made through friends, which is my best friend as well. And like just going, like, putting yourself outside there. So I went to F45. It's a gym HIIT training class. I go there with Kurt. I met my personal trainer there, and now we're very good friends, and we travel to Greece together. And so it's just like doing those hobby things and putting yourself out there. So at the beginning, it was definitely difficult for me because I only stayed like in my South African group and my friends that I already had, and also that's my type of personality. I'm not very sociable. And then the more I became comfortable here, it feels like home now. So I make the effort to meet new friends. Like, I've last year met Renee, which is also a very good friend now. She's South African, but I met her just through friends, and she's like introducing me to other people that obviously I don't know of. So it's just like being open to meeting people. And then with Dutch people, the thing is, it is difficult because they have their friends already, so the only like so getting back to the question, do I find it easier? Not necessarily, but I personally have grown and I am more open to it, so that makes it easier. But you need to put an effort to make friends with people from that country or other people. Like, you need to have like a hobby, like join a running club, join a painting school. We have like a meet up app here in the Netherlands where you can like meet with other expats. Like, that's also why I joined the dance school 2 years ago, to meet people there, but then I had my accident. So, you know, now I have my YouTube, and through there I met people, and I hope to still meet some people through there. I've been speaking to other girls as well, and then yeah, through your workouts, through hobbies. So yeah, it's definitely a bit easier, but it's also just I'm open to it more. Can we be friends? Please, you seem like such a great person on that topic. Of course we can. Yeah, I love, just message me and then I will be your friend. What is your biggest personal goal for the remainder of 2021? This is one of my dearest friends, actually, my roommate from varsity. Shame, she's so cute. Any goals for the rest of 2021? I would just say it's just finishing off my apartment. Like, you can see a bit here at the back, like it's just still not 100%, and this side, like everything that was here, I just moved this side with boxes, but it's just finishing up my apartment. Like, I still need to buy a TV and just like a table for underneath the TV and small stand where you can put your coffee, and my wardrobe. I think those are the biggest things. The wardrobe I don't necessarily have to do this year, but yeah, just making it like no boxes. But yeah, my apartment is definitely like finalizing it, like 95%. And then another goal, just spending quality time with my mother. She's coming the 2nd of December. She's arriving, which I'm very excited for. And then I think one thing I've been working on, especially since moving in my own place, is to, I don't know, this is more like a personality trait, there's like my voice is becoming heard. Like, I don't know how to say it, like I'm becoming more like stronger in my own voice. I don't know if it's coming across well. Like, in the past I really struggled to like put myself first and to say whatever I feel is best, or you know, it's just that's just the person I am. Like, I always try to make people around me feel good, and you know, don't want to annoy them, don't want to make them feel bad, even though I don't disagree on something, or something is like hurting me. I would rather want them to feel good. And that I've changed like the past 2 months, like really working on, you know, it is okay to put yourself first. And that's the one thing I want to continue doing and also taking to 2022. But yeah, the main goal is just my apartment and getting through my year end at work, my 2nd year end, which is December. What is your favorite restaurant in the Netherlands? I would say that my most favorite one I've been at is De Kas, so D-E and then Kas, K-A-S. It's like from their own produce, growing like their own vegetables and everything. It's a beautiful restaurant. I went with Sophia. She treated me, actually. We had like a 6-course meal, and yeah, just very fresh and nurturing food. Yeah, and we sat outside in the garden. That was amazing. And then someone is asking, are you dating? Well, currently I am not dating anyone. I tend to go like on dates here and there with guys, and you know, you have fun, you meet people of that, but I'm not like seeing or like dating someone, like being exclusive, if I can put it that way. How did you manage to make friends in a new country, just moved abroad and struggling? So just on that quickly, like, if you don't have a hobby, find a hobby that's maybe easy to do, and then try to meet people through that. Or yeah, that's the easiest way I can think. Or, you know, if you have like work drinks, go to the work drinks, because you just don't know, you might just click with someone there and you might just become friends with them and then friends with their friends. So put yourself out in those situations. Like, it's daunting. Like, I did that to myself when my company here had the first week I moved here, they had drinks, but I read that completely wrong. It was for new joiners, but then also mostly for people coming back from December, telling their like travel stories and everything. So I got there, everyone like was in the friend clicky groups, and I was there for like 5 minutes and I left. I was like, no, like got anxious and I left. That was not the place to be. So just choose your drinks well, but yeah, try at least. What do you love most and least about South Africa and the Netherlands? So I'll just keep it short and sweet. So what I love most about the Netherlands, I think there's two things. My freedom this side, like being able to walk anywhere, just without thinking, cycling anywhere, like just doing whatever I want, and then less judgment. Like everyone does whatever they want here. You can wear whatever you want, you can do whatever you want. It's just a lot of freedom this way, and I obviously feel a bit safe, not a bit, a lot safer than South Africa. And my least here, thing I like the least, I would say, is probably just the weather. Like it's not, like it's definitely not a factor for me because I love it so much here, but obviously, I mean, just the rain, not even the cold, just it rains a lot. And then for South Africa, what I love the most is probably just because it's, you know, you're close to your family. It's yeah, I will probably say like what I miss the most. It's just my family, being with my family there. Some of the food, but also yet again, it's not like very like missing my family is probably like the biggest thing, but also like I've learned how to deal with that now, so it's not that big of a thing for me anymore. But sometimes like the weather, like I grew up in Durban, and then yeah, the least, like what I don't miss is probably like just feeling unsafe, and just, I don't know, sometimes there's just like a negativity there that I don't miss, or yeah, but definitely like feeling unsafe I don't miss at all. Oh, this is becoming long. Oh yes, where did I order most of my furniture? So what I will do for you guys, I will leave links down below for the places I bought most of my furniture. I literally bought everywhere. Like that was the most funnest thing for me when I knew like, okay, I have my place, it's going to be unfurnished. Like finding good finds, because also like I didn't want to just waste money, but I didn't want to like just buy the cheapest things. So I really like search the internet so much. So Sklam, Weikamp, Nadufi, something like that. I will put all the links of the websites down below. IKEA, of course, Blokker. I even went to Action to buy like a few small things, Bolero, and Benita for carpets. Yeah, I think H&M Home. Those are like the main ones. Yeah, I will link it down. This from Mearby Brothers, my table. But anyway, so I will link that down below for you. What is something I would have done differently if I moved to the Netherlands? To be honest, I don't think there's anything that I would have done differently. One thing that I did, and this is literally the only thing, but it is so small, is I banked at Investec in South Africa, and I actually requested them to give me 1,000 euros back then, because I thought you have to have cash and whatever. And then coming here, I realized like I can just use my card, and the exchange rate using your card, like swiping for the transaction, is much cheaper than drawing the money from your bank. They had to like deliver it. I remember still at one of my audit clients, there's 1,000 euros cash, and I paid so much more for that. So just know that you can come over this side and actually like use your card. I think it was a Visa card, and it worked at most of the places. I think credit cards don't work at like Albert Heijn. You would have to draw the money, but I think even like drawing the money is cheaper than requesting it from your bank in South Africa and having the cash. You don't actually need the cash. Oh, this isn't a question, but I love your videos. Thank you. I love hearing that. Are you doing Vlogmas this year? I loved your Christmas vlogs last year. I wish I had the time for that. I truly wish I had the time for that. But December and beginning of January is my worst months at work, because we have a December year end, super busy, and my mother is here. But what I will try to do is maybe upload 2 videos a week, or like wherever I can an extra video. I don't want to like put that expectations on me, because my focus will be mainly my work. But if I get the chance, or we do something and I can upload like a 5-minute 10-minute video, then I will do that. So I cannot promise anything, but I mean, it is festive time. I'm gonna do things with my mother, So if I get the time, maybe I just also don't want to like film and just relax because, you know, work is so busy. I want to take time in with my mother. Then I'm not filming, but we'll see. I'm sure there will be extra videos at least because it is over Christmas time and yeah, all the nice things. Do you want to stay in Amsterdam your whole life? Would you consider moving back to South Africa? So to add this to the previous question, currently definitely want to stay and live here, and definitely don't have any plans of going back to South Africa. I'm stuck here. I really love it here. What was the biggest adjustment from life in South Africa to the Netherlands, positive and negative? The biggest adjustment. So the biggest adjustment here, I think for me, was to say what's on your mind and to speak whatever you want. Like people here, like the Dutch people, really like fight for what they want and they say what's on their mind. They don't, like, I don't know, in the past, and I still have that image, how I was brought up and just sometimes how I am as a person. Like, you know, I dance around decisions. I like cannot just say this because I'm scared what that person and that person will think. Like, they just think about themselves and make the decision. So it's a very true response of what they say because they don't think or dance around the question, you know. So definitely being more direct, but I will be politely direct. Negative adjustment, trying to think. I don't know if there was any negative adjustments. Like overall, I've really only had like very the thing is, and that's also like what people must understand in context, my life in South Africa was very boring. Like I didn't have much going for me. I was not a confident person. I didn't go do things. So if you don't put yourself out there in the world, and if you're not happy, if you're not how can I say, like pouring over of love and happiness and good thoughts, and then I personally just feel like then you get stuck in that and good things don't come your way. It might, like, I'm not saying it is a thing necessarily, but for me it was like I was just with my sister and two of my friends, and that was my world. I was not doing anything else. I was not working on like my own like health and anything. Where when I moved here, so much changed. I became so much healthier. I became so much more active. I traveled the world that I absolutely love. Like if there's one thing I could do, it would be just traveling, which I think a lot of people would want to do. But yeah, so moving here was really like everything was good to me. I don't think there's anything that impacted me badly except for being away from my family. That's the only thing that really sucks. And also if things happen back home, you know, I'm far away, I cannot be there necessarily the way I want to. What has been the hardest part of immigration? Any advice for a fellow South Africa soon moving to Netherlands? Yet again, like very similar question. Like the only thing is just family, like family. And at the beginning you might feel a bit lonely. Oh, there's someone on the balcony. You might feel a bit lonely. You might feel it's different. Like I can remember like when I just arrived at my Airbnb from when I arrived from the airport, I had this sinking feeling of, oh, it was a great day. I didn't know where I was standing, waiting for the keys. I just felt so, oh, what am I doing? And then 5 minutes, or not even 5 minutes, passed, and I never felt like that again. Some people might feel that much more longer. Like I have friends that took 4 or 5 months of just feeling a bit better. So if you arrive here in the winter, find things to maybe go do, like after work, find a gym or like an activity you can go and do. Go out to pubs, to restaurants if you are able to do that, or host dinners with maybe some people you know, or someone from work, or someone, even though you're not that close, like just have something going on for you, because otherwise that can be very like the winter when you come into it can be very bad. But when you come here in the summer, I think it's different. Like you can just go out for walks, go sit in the park, you can do much more. So just check out which time of the year you're coming and make sure you have things going on for you when it's winter time. I think I've been speaking a lot. I just quickly had a sip of water. But yeah, I cannot get through all the questions, but there's just like small other ones. I'm just taking my camera from the tripod, but there's like small other ones, like the motivation for me moving to the Netherlands. And just to give you guys background, my parents lived in Germany for 3 years while I studied, and through that I got to like see how like Europe looks like and all of those things. And I always knew at that point that I would want to live overseas. Like we moved a lot as a child, and that made me like I cannot be at one place for too long. Obviously it's different now, but then I had that feeling of after my articles I will go on like a secondment and work somewhere, and then my plan was always to then maybe go back to South Africa. I didn't like think further than that, but I knew I wanted to like go work overseas for a while. And then when this happened, like I knew I was going to come here to live here for a while. I never thought like I will go back to South Africa. I thought maybe another country, but yeah, then when I got here I fell in love and like just found my place. But yeah, the main purpose was just like I wanted to explore and see what it is living in another country, and then also to, I don't know, I just had the sense of I didn't want to live in South Africa. I think like the world is so big. I've been living in South Africa at that point for 25 years. I just felt like, okay, for the next like 25 years I can go live somewhere else, you know, go explore and see what's out there. And yeah, so my main drive was just like my love for being in a different country and learning new people, new culture and all that thing. So that's that. And then I think that's mainly it. I'm trying to think what was else like a very common question. A lot of it was like on chartered accountancy in the Netherlands, and if there's anything more specific, leave it down below and I can comment and reply on that. But I just thought this would be an easy way for me to get to you guys and explain the questions you always have. And yeah, if I didn't respond to your question, I'm really sorry about that. I will in the future obviously do this again. If there's people that, because I know there's one guy that I've been speaking on Instagram that still needed to send questions, but he's busy with exams. But you know, like in the future there will be more Q&As, or you know, leave a message on Instagram. I love sending voice notes and I will like reply to you. That's just very easy and quick for me to respond. But other than that, I think that's it. I really hope this was a bit helpful for people. And yeah, next week's video I think I'm gonna do just like a week or a day or whatever in my life, whatever I get up to, show you around again. I haven't been doing that for 2 weeks now, so that will be really nice. But yes, I hope this wasn't too what do you call it, too boring. But yes, I will then see you next week with a new video. Bye bye.